and gentlemen, my next guest tonight is the senior foreign affairs correspondent for CBS News and the host of Face the Nation. Please welcome Margaret Brennan. Welcome back.
Thanks.
Nice to see you again.
Nice to be here with you.
Well,
Appreciate
thanks
you
for
having
coming
me.
and playing in our reindeer games here. You host a serious show, Face the Nation. You just came up on a year
Yes.
of hosting it. How has that year been? The last time you were here, right when you just started, I said, did you ever feel like you wanted to sleep across the table and grab them by the lapels and say, give me an answer?
Yes.
Has that happened at any point in the last year?
That feeling, yes.
Yes.
Have I ever leapt across the desk? No.
You should do it.
Not yet.
Super Bowl ratings. Just jack slap that mustache off of John Bolton's face and see what happens. It's a snap-on. It's a snap-on.
Yeah,
It's a snap-on.
I try to stay very, serious, composed, focused.
You don't try, you do. I watch. You actually stay composed and focused. You are a legitimate news person,
Well, thank
actually
you.
trying to get information out of people.
That is what we hope to do every Sunday. But do
Yes.
I have rage inside sometimes when you can't get off the talking point? Yes, because I think it does a disservice to the viewer. So that's why we try to push when we can.
Well,
not have a food fight.
Speaking of pushing when you can, you had the interview of the year. Everybody wants to get this one. It's the sit-down interview with the president right before the Super Bowl. Okay,
Yes.
this is like the 100 million people watching interview here.
No
there you
pressure.
are with the president of the United States, right there, one-on-one. Did you have previous interactions? Did you have history with the president?
Well, I was a White House correspondent before I became
That would do
moderator
it.
of Face the
That would do
Nation.
it.
So
One of the best places to get that interaction. Yes.
Yes. So from day one of the Trump administration, I covered them, and I had traveled around the world with the president. So I had never done a sit down like this, but I had gotten to ask him questions at news conferences around the world and at Trump Tower on what was a very significant day after the Charlottesville incident.
that sort of impromptu news conference he held when he came out
Yes.
there and said both sides, very fine people on both sides.
Yes, Infrastructure Week, as we sort of tongue-in-cheek called it, because
Sure.
that's what we were going to this news conference thinking it was about, or what became a news conference.
It's
and
always infrastructure.
it took a totally different turn. And
What did you ask him that day?
so we were all sort of shouting questions at the president because it wasn't supposed to be a news conference. He ended up taking a number of questions. And I started asking him a question about threats against his national security team and from the far right. And I mentioned John McCain's name. And it triggered a very different path. And I had to keep asking my question. And it ended up soliciting this very fine people on both sides
Well, that was
line
your
of
question
answer.
that actually led him to say that.
And that was not where I was going, but that's where we went.
That's where he was living, and he invited all of us in at that moment.
And it was a tremendous experience, but I think it's also illustrative of what it's like to try to sit down and have a back and forth. And so I was thinking of that, sitting down, preparing for the extended interview we had, that sometimes where you think you're going with the line of question, the president may want to take a very different route.
Well, the president's going over next week over to Vietnam to meet with Kim Jong-un a second time, the second summit. Second date, getting pretty serious with his relationship right now. He said they fell in love last time. His
Right.
words, not mine.
Love letters.
What do you expect from this? You're going to be there, I assume.
I will. I'm leaving Monday for Vietnam, for Hanoi, where this summit will take place with Kim Jong-un. And I think it's incredibly important, as second dates often are, in terms of making some real decisions about where this relationship's going, if
Sure.
anywhere. And this time, some of the players are different. The point is, this time, they need to walk away with a roadmap. Because, yes, North Korea has not tested missiles, but they have not dismantled their nuclear program. They still have the ability to produce. They still are a threat to the United States. And the president and the White House have started to acknowledge that they haven't gotten what they thought they would get. And this time, they need to at least have the North Koreans present an inventory of the weapons they have, and perhaps even allow inspectors to look at all these sites that they say they no longer need. So they actually need to walk away with something in hand.
Well, let's talk about some good news. I love this. That is your son, Eamon, right there. In the most beautiful late show with Stephen Colbert. onesie. Congratulations.
Thank
That's
you.
marvelous. That's
Thank you.
marvelous.
Thanks for the outfit. You gave me that onesie when I was on this program last year when I said I was pregnant.
Well, thank you for wearing it. And there's plenty more where this came from. Yes. And I just want to...
So no new baby to announce, unfortunately for my mom, but...
I want to ask you one more question here. Is that you got
Okay.
to meet Bono this past year? What
Yes.
brought you face to face with Bono Vox?
And you know what? I had a photo of Bono in my office before I had a photo of my son, and that was really bad.
So you're a big U2 fan?
I'm a huge U2 fan. And this goes back to, I mean, I've loved U2 all my life, but that was in D.C. at a gathering Bono's organization, One Campaign, had put together of lawmakers from both sides of the aisle who are engaged in trying to continue foreign aid to many different programs, PEPFAR, AIDS relief, other programs, particularly in Africa, that the White House had said they wanted to initially cut back on some foreign aid. And a lot of Republicans took a stand and said no, Lindsey Graham, John Thune, others among them. And so they got together, a group of these lawmakers, to talk about some of the things they're trying to do to continue foreign aid. And it was the coolest thing because I got to also meet Bono and talk about these things that I love.
And you got to meet Lindsey Graham.
And you know, Senator Graham was on my program shortly thereafter, and I was like, how cool was that event? And he's like, you know, I don't really like their music. And I was totally fangirling while talking to Bono, by the way, who was very engaged, wanting to talk about Africa. He wanted to talk about a Syria refugee crisis, the importance of, you know, U.S. aid continuing because of America's sort of leadership in the world and what that legacy is. I was just...
Tell me about the Zooropa tour.
No, I was like, oh my God. Yeah.
Well, that's too bad Lindsey Graham doesn't like Bono.
Well, I hope Senator Graham doesn't upset with me for saying that. He loves Bono, and he loves the work that Bono has done.
He just doesn't care for what Bono has spent most of his life doing.
He just hasn't memorized all the lyrics to all U2 songs like I happened to do.
Okay.
So perhaps it was that, but no. But that's not
I'll
the,
ask him about it.
that's not the usual
Let's get Lindsey
banter
Graham
in the
on here. I want to talk
green
to him.
room.
I promise I won't talk about politics. I'll only talk about his favorite bands. Well, Margaret, lovely to see you.
That's
Thanks
not the usual Face the Nation banter in the green room.
Oh, it is?
We normally are talking about, you know, important things like
Tragedy.
borders and politics, but
Okay.
that was just me.
It's all fun. Face the Nation. Face the Nation airs Sundays on CBS. Margaret Brennan, everybody. We'll be right back.